Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to help you with your college essay and give you some tips and some advice. As you read in the title or whatever, yes, I wrote a book, I'm a writer, and I also applied to colleges. And I also had to write the same essays that you guys have to write. Yeah, so that's why I want to share with you the methods I used for writing my college essay and like the techniques I used. The college essay is probably the part students are most anxious about. And there's a slight misconception with the essay that I just want to like clear up right now. While it is the part that you have most control over, it is not the most important part of your application, okay? I know that people are obsessed with college essays, but if you just go around listening to podcasts by admissions offices or if you go around reading their websites, you will find out that the essay is just another part of the application. In this holistic review process, it is like a fifth or something. So like, don't panic about it. Take some stress off. Focus on everything equally. Focus on your grades, extracurricular activities, and you should be good. Yeah, so don't worry too much. So the first phase of essay writing starts before you even like attempt to write an essay. And during that phase, you want to just pay attention to what's happening around you and what thoughts are just like happening in your brain. In that phase, you're gonna figure out what your essay is gonna be about and like the different points of the essay. The essay has to be very, very personal to you. So it's not a task that you can just like finish in a day. It's not that you just like sit down and write it and I don't know, write about your biggest accomplishment ever and then it's done. Like, that's not how you do it. It should be very deep, very personal, and just very you. So the four things that you're gonna want to pay attention to in the like next weeks or in the first phase is, first of all, what are your values? So I don't know, when you have conversations with your friends or your family and like they tell you a weird story and you're just like, no, I'm sorry, I just can't agree with you. Why can you not agree with them? Why, how are your values different to other people? And also, what are the most important values to you? You want to keep a list. So on your phone, and it's gonna be corny as hell, but right now, please start a note in your like note application, title my values, and just like keep writing down values that you discover about yourself, because those are gonna be crucial in your essay, okay? Part two, or the second thing you want to pay attention to, are just quirks that you have or like fun facts about you or things that you did at some point that are just like hilarious or crazy or whatever. Then thirdly, what things in your life are important to you? That's kind of similar to values, but not the same thing. So I want you to, I don't know, list people that matter to you, or things that you own that matter to you, or I don't know, maybe you play rugby and that's what matters to you most. So like those things, what matters to you most. And the fourth thing is like my favorite. What do you tend to not tell people about you that is still important? And yes, also write a list for that one. So I know that one's gonna be a little bit more difficult, but showing your weaknesses and being able to open up to admissions officers is like a huge quality. And if you're able to do that, that would be amazing. So write down on that list whatever it is that you tend to not tell people, maybe secrets, or maybe a part of your identity, or maybe, I don't know, a mental illness, or there's just things in society that we tend to not talk about, but like write those things down, because opening up about those may be an amazing essay. Phase number two. After you have started those four lists, read those lists and think about topics. Think about things you might want to write your essay about. So great topics would be just anything listed on the insecure list, things on the what matters to me most list, and also things on the funny quirks list. Those 3 lists are the ones that you're gonna read to see what you want to write about. If you want to write about something else, that's fine too. Yeah, so you might also want to keep a 5th list about just like random topics that occur to you that you might want to write about. Okay, so in phase number 2, you're gonna write your first essay, or well, rather do your first draft. So I don't know. Let's say you went through some hardship and you wrote about that hardship in your list and you actually are okay with sharing that. Then you're gonna do your first draft, and in that draft you will like try to see how you can develop a story out of it. So basically phase 2 is checking for the right topic and see whether that topic works or whether it doesn't work. So you're gonna write down your topic and then you're going to write a draft like you do in high school, right? So instead of writing a full-on essay for like 5 hours, just like write key moments you want to have in your essay, and then you will see very, very fast whether that's an essay you do want to write or not. And that phase might take a while. And sometimes you might like jump to phase 3 and 4 and then like go back and restart again. That's fine. The important thing is that you start writing your essay early, so that you give your essay time to, let's say you have written your draft and it works and you want to go into phase 3. Phase 3 is making the essay worthy, which is like a ridiculous title, but let's just call it that. So for your essay to be like college essay worthy, you want to include, first of all, you want to write it. So phase 3, you're gonna write your essay. Just make your first draft, 650 words or less, write it. And then I want you to check for the following things. Number 1, very important, is this a generic essay? Did I just completely fall into a stereotype? So what would be a stereotype? A stereotype would be a football player writing about losing a big game. That has literally happened to every football player out there. Another stereotypical essay would be, I was shy and then I spoke up and now I'm extroverted and now I like speak up. Like, that's also a very stereotypical essay for someone who's shy. So try to check for that. Is the essay a narrative that like literally applies to half the population? And then when it's true, what parts can you change up that are... The second thing you want to see is how vulnerable is this essay. So even if the essay is about something positive, you should still have like feelings in there and personal, very private thoughts. So your essay should read a little bit like a diary, but a diary that you're not mortified for someone else to read. So you should feel a little bit uncomfortable having someone read it, but you shouldn't be too uncomfortable. And that middle would be like a good sign that your essay is vulnerable and like feely in a good way. Okay, if all of that is true and you're good to go, then you want to check for maturity. So make sure you sound like someone who is able to live on a college campus, to not start kindergarten fights, and to thrive in an academic space and a space with others. So what your essay should not be about is being super antisocial, hating humans. It shouldn't be about hating high school or school in general. I mean, there's like very specific circumstances when that is okay, but you get where I'm going, right? So you want, like, know your audience and like deliver to them. Phase number 4 is fine-tuning. And now we're talking about style and orthography and like this G word called grammar. Run it through Grammarly, it's that easy. And then try to make the essay beautiful. Switch words up for nicer words. Don't like use a thesaurus on like every word, but like show them that you did like this, that this isn't your first draft, you know, like make it a good essay in that way. And like the next thing you want to pay attention to is writing your essay the way you would write a story. So you want to include lots of adjectives. You want it to be descriptive. You want the person who reads it to feel like they're in the same room as you, as that thing that you're telling about happened. And my last tip for phase 4 is show don't tell. This is like super famous, but I'm just gonna like say it again just in case some of you haven't heard it before. In show don't tell, you want to make sure that you don't say things outright. You want to just show them. So you don't want to directly write. In that circumstance, I was being super kind and, help this person. You want to describe the thoughts that came into your head and how worried you were and that you really wanted to help that person. And then the reader's the one who makes the conclusion that you're a nice person, but you do not want to say that out loud. And then the last part, when you think you have written your killer essay, show it to someone. Show it to your best friend or to your mom or to your dad or to your teacher or whoever. Don't show it to too many people. Only show it to people whose opinion you actually value. So if you have an English teacher that you hate who's like, give me your essay, like don't do it, you know? So give it to people who trust and ask them, first of all, like, do you recognize me in this? Like when you read it, do you just straight up know that I wrote it? Is it so specific to me? Could only I have written this? Oh yeah, and then the second thing is, how do I come across? Do I seem like a nice, likable person? I know you like me, but like through this essay, do I seem like a likable person? That's kind of the next thing. And then of course also like style, writing style, and like orthography and shit like that. But that's kind of secondary. Okay, phase number 5. Once you've finished your essay, let it sit for a month and then like go back to it like, I don't know, a month later, and then read it and see if you still like it. And if you still like it and still love it, then it's good to go. Then don't worry about it. If you don't like it, go back to whichever phase you have to go back to and try your best. Lastly, I just want to say, don't stress too much about it. Try to take some stress off of it. You're not gonna get rejected solely for your essay. If you're gonna get rejected, you're gonna get rejected for more than one reason. That's just how it is. I'm just like gonna say it straight out. If a college wants you, they're not gonna be held back by a sucking essay. Like, that's just not how it works. So yeah, don't worry too much about the essay. That's it with my tips, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me and watching this video. I hope my tips were helpful. If you have any questions, like ask them in the comment section. I will answer you. Don't worry. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe to my channel for more content, or don't. And yeah, I wish you all a wonderful day. You're gonna have a great application. Like, I don't want to make you anxious. You're gonna have an amazing college application time. Okay, no, maybe not that. But you're gonna have a great college time, and you're gonna get into an amazing college. That's for sure. So yeah, don't worry too much. You're gonna be fine. And kisses and hugs. Bye.